Mm, Alright, yo.
The stage is set atop the T-shaped silhouette of Titan's Tower. The wind howls at this height, whipping around the edges of the roof as the city lights of Jump City shimmer far below. Standing between you and the edge of the tower is your opponent, the villain, Sterling the Gilded Vein. Sterling
I'm just gonna the gilded vein. I'm just gonna put the gilded. I'm not gonna do anything else.
isn't interested in ice or water. He is a master of ferrokinesis, the ability to manipulate and liquefy refined metals. He wears a tailored, charcoal gray suit that seems to shimmer with a metallic weave, and his eyes are a cold, piercing silver. He doesn't want to extinguish your flame, he wants to trap it. He views your fire as a raw resource to be contained within his beautiful golden constructs. Around his wrists are thick, ornate gold bands that he can expand into shields, blades, or liquid traps at a moment's notice. The scenario: Sterling stands calmly near the tower's edge, tapping a gold coin against his knuckles. He looks at you with a smug, polished grin. They call you a queen, Izzy? Such a waste of energy, burning so brightly with nowhere to go. I think I'll fashion a cage for you. Something elegant to keep that heat from ruining the skyline. With a flick of his wrist, the gold bands on his arms liquefy and stretch out like molten snakes, hardening into jagged, razor-sharp spires that shoot across the roof toward you. The first move is yours, Izzy. How do you respond?
Second video making today, y'all.
The molten gold spires whistle through the air, but they find no purchase. As they strike your form, your body flickers and turns ethereal, allowing the jagged metal to pass harmlessly through you like smoke. Sterling's smug grin falters for a split second as his liquid snakes crash into the concrete roof behind you, leaving deep gouges in the tower's surface. You don't give him a moment to recover. You take to the sky, your silhouette framed against the moon. Harnessing the raw energy of the atmosphere, you combine a crackling surge of lightning with a pressurized gale of wind. The attack: the air blast hits first, acting like a hammer that shatters the roof's tiles and forces Sterling to his knees. Before he can slide away, the lightning bolt follows the path of the wind, striking the metallic bands on his arms with a deafening crack. The reaction: arg! Sterling cries out, his silver eyes wide with shock. Since he is essentially covered in conductive metal, the lightning sends a massive jolt through his entire frame.
Oh, that makes
Smoke
sense.
rises from his tailored sleeves, and his golden constructs lose their shape, puddling onto the roof like spilled honey. He gasps for air, leaning heavily on one hand as he tries to force the puddled gold to rise again. A queen? With the spark of a storm? You're more volatile than I calculated.
Oh, shut up.
He slams his glowing silver fist into the roof. Suddenly, the metal support beams inside the Titan's tower itself begin to groan and shriek. He's pulling the structural steel up through the floor to create a massive, swirling cyclone of girders and rebar to shield himself from your next aerial strike. He's hiding inside a spinning cage of steel. What do you do next, Izzy?
Well,
The groaning steel of the tower's skeleton is no match for your power. You dive from the clouds, your hands glowing with a faint aura as you grip the spinning cyclone of girders. With a massive heave of super strength, you stop the rotation dead and hurl the entire metallic mass downward. The cage hits the roof with a thunderous thud, vibrating the very foundation of the tower. Sterling is trapped inside the tangled mess of steel, dazed and struggling to find his footing. The entrapment... You don't stop there. Reaching toward the cracks in the concrete, you summon the life force beneath the tower. Massive, prehistoric vines burst through the roof, thick as tree trunks and pulsing with emerald energy. They coil around the steel cage like hungry pythons, tightening until the metal groans and Sterling is pinned firmly against the debris. The final strike. Sterling looks up through the gaps in the vines, his silver eyes wide with genuine fear. Wait, this wasn't. The metal was supposed to. His words are cut short as you gather a blinding orb of pure light between your palms.
Let's do it.
You release it in a concentrated beam that cuts through the night sky. The blast hits the center of the vine-wrapped cage, creating a brilliant flash that illuminates all of Jump City. The aftermath: when the light fades, the heat has fused the steel and vines into a shimmering, unbreakable cocoon. Sterling the Gilded Vein lies unconscious inside his makeshift prison, his golden bands blackened and inert. He won't be fashioning any more cages tonight. The wind calms down, leaving you standing alone atop the Titan's T, the undisputed queen of the battlefield. Victory is yours, Izzy. Do you want to take Sterling to the authorities, or is there something else you want to do before leaving the tower?
I got something in mind.
You pull a sleek, high-tech Cage 404 from your gear, a containment unit specifically designed for the most elusive threats. With a quick pull of the trigger on your shrinker blaster, a beam of light hits the cage, causing it to fold and compress until it's small enough to slip right into your pocket. Sterling is safely secured, neutralized, and tucked away. With the threat handled, you reach for your custom Pokeball. You click the center button, and in a burst of light, your Magic Cat Ray materializes on the roof of the tower. He stretches his paws, his eyes glowing with mystical energy as he looks at the debris-strewn battlefield. "Clean up the mess, buddy," you command. Ray lets out a confident meow. He begins to trot across the roof, and wherever his paws touch, the cracked concrete seals itself. The scorched vine remnants vanish into thin air, and the twisted steel beams slide back into the tower's structure as if they were never disturbed. Within moments, the top of the Titan's tower is pristine once again, looking exactly as it did before the Gilded Vein arrived. The mission is a total success. With Ray back by your side and the villain in your pocket, where are you and Izzy heading next?
Oh. I'm Izzy. What the
Ray gives a playful flick of his tail and trots over to your side, ready to move out. With the shrinking cage tucked safely in your pocket, and the Titan's tower looking brand new behind you, you both take flight. The city lights of Jump City fade into the distance as you soar through the night sky, cutting through the clouds toward your headquarters. Ray drifts comfortably through the air beside you, his fur shimmering with a faint magical aura as he keeps pace. Before long, the familiar silhouette of the base appears on the horizon. You touch down smoothly on the landing pad, the heavy doors sliding open to welcome you back. You're officially home, Izzy. Now that you're back at the base, what's the first thing on your agenda? Do you need to secure Sterling in a permanent holding cell? Or is it time to check in with the rest of the team?
I had both villains. Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
You walk across the command center of the base, the metallic floor clicking under your boots. You head straight for the high-security containment area and place the pocket-sized cage into the vault for villains. The heavy specialized door hisses shut, locking Sterling the Gilded Vein away behind layers of reinforced shielding. With the villain secured, you walk over to the main terminal. The massive monitors hum to life, casting a soft glow over the room. You sit down, your fingers hovering over the keys for a moment before you open up the hero files. You navigate to the active missions log and begin to type out the official report. Mission log, the Gilded Cage. Hero, Izzy the Fire Queen. Location, Titan's Tower Roof, Jump City. Status, success/villain apprehended. Mission summary. Engaged the villain Sterling the Gilded Vein, a ferrokinetic specialist. The target attempted to trap the operative using liquefied gold constructs. Battle details. Tactical phase. Used phasing to bypass initial Goldspire attacks. Counter-strike. Engaged aerial combat protocols. Unleashed a combined lightning and air blast, causing significant electrical feedback through the villain's conductive gold armor. Restraint. Utilized super strength to ground the villain's steel defense cyclone. Deployed vine-binding techniques followed by a high-intensity light blast to neutralize the threat. Containment. Target is currently held in a Cage 404 stored in the vault. Post-mission cleanup. Magic Cat Ray deployed for site restoration. Titan's Tower returned to 100% structural integrity.
We ain't paying
no
that
civilian
bill.
casualties reported. As you hit save, the file uploads to the permanent archive. The base is quiet, the mission is officially documented, and the record of your victory is set in stone. Now that the paperwork is finished, Izzy, do you want to head to the kitchen for a snack, or is there another file you want to check on the computer?
Nope. That's it.
That is a tough one, but I have to go with the giant hot dog. Think about it. Rock shoes are a fashion disaster and a heavy workout for your legs, but at least they stay where you put them. You're basically just wearing heavy boots that don't have any give. A giant hot dog, on the other hand, is a chaotic mess waiting to happen. You've got the structural integrity of the bun to worry about, mustard and ketchup floods potentially taking out local traffic, and if it starts rolling, you've got a several-ton cylinder of processed meat barreling down the street. Plus, the birds. Can you imagine the size of the pigeons that would show up for a giant hot dog? The rocks are just heavy, but the hot dog is a full-scale city emergency. Which one would you rather have to clean up if it landed in the middle of Jump City?
The pillow also caused problems between Tamara and Paul. She even called off her engagement because he doesn't accept it.
If you want to be with me, this is what comes with it. I'm just like pretty clear.
Catch that part.
I love it. It's not hurting you. What does it do to you?
At her age, it should be over by now. She'll turn up just to get rid of it.
Exactly. The ketchup part is where things go from weird to a total disaster. If a hot dog that size bursts, you're looking at a literal ketchup tidal wave. It would be sticky, it would stain everything in Jump City red, and the smell would probably linger for weeks. Plus, trying to walk through that would be like moving through quicksand. You'd probably have to call in your magic cat Ray just to do a mega clean on the streets, because a regular mop and bucket wouldn't stand a chance against 1,000 gallons of condiment. What do you think Izzy would do? Would she use her fire to dry it all up? Or just blast it away with a giant gust of wind?
Be in my life forever. She takes the pillow everywhere and it just bugs me out. The big kicker was the engagement. They broke it off. It's just becoming a problem. It's a problem with you guys. Not with me. I'm fine. I'm just really concerned about, y'all calling the pillow and everything.
About my characters.
Understand. I'm not really
You know, I'm trying to spell characters. Just give it for now.
so excited to get married that I'm willing to just back the group. You can let the pillow go and
But what's the weather
how about that?
outside for?
Somebody to hug you or give you that more support. I love it. More than us. Everyone is in their own category. That's what's wrong with y'all. No, it's up with my pillow. What do y'all want me to say?
In Mansfield, it'll be mostly cloudy, with a high of 75 and a low of 47.
I'm put jump New York or
But at the same time, when you see me walking with my pillow, it's automatic defense.
Well, before we get married, they're going to let it right.
Stop asking me that. If you love me, you wouldn't listen.
he might choose New York.
The thing about it,
Oh,
I accept you with all of your junk. You're not perfect. When Paul says bad things about the
That is a long time, nearly 4 months. Both cities are incredible, but they offer completely different vibes for a stay that long. Here is how I'd break it down. Paris, the slow burn choice. If you want to feel like you're living in a movie, Paris is the move. The vibe, it's much more laid back. You can spend 114 days becoming a regular at a local cafe, learning the language, and exploring the 20 different neighborhoods, arrondissements.
Woo!
Travel. It's the perfect base camp. Since you're there for so long, you could take weekend trains to London, Amsterdam, or the Swiss Alps. The food. You'll never get tired of the bakeries. Eating a fresh baguette every day for 4 months sounds like a win. New York. The high energy choice. If you want to feel like you're at the center of the world, go to NYC. The vibe. It's loud, fast, and there is always something happening. You could go to a different Broadway show, concert, or underground club every single night for 114 days and still not see it all. Diversity. You can find food from literally every country on earth. One day you're in Little Italy, the next you're in Koreatown or eating street tacos in Queens. The grind. It's exhausting. After 114 days, the noise and the crowds might start to wear on you more than they would in Paris. The verdict? Pick Paris if you want to relax, get inspired, and enjoy a prettier daily life. Plus, it's generally way cheaper. Rent and food are often half the price of NYC. Pick New York if you want to meet a million people, never sleep, and have the most exciting 4 months of your life. If you had to pick one to live in right now, are you leaning toward the croissants or the pizza?
You said it's cheaper to live there too. I'll go with the cheapest option in comparison between the two. But you said Paris being cheaper and all that, I would choose Paris. You was about being cheaper and all that. I would choose Paris, bro. I'm going with Paris because
Paris
it
is
says
a great
cheaper.
pick. Spending 114 days there, nearly 4 months, actually lets you live like a local rather than just a tourist. Since we're already in April 2026, you'd be catching the absolute best weather, late spring and the entire summer. Here's what your 114-day Parisian life would look like, where you'd hang out. The Marais, 3rd, 4th arranged by.
Who?
This is the cool spot. It has medieval streets, the best falafel in the world, and tons of hidden art galleries.
Okay.
Latin Quarter, 5th arranged by. Since you're staying a long time, this is the best for your budget. It's full of bookstores, student vibes, and cheap, but delicious, crepe stands. Canal Saint-Martin. This is where the locals go to hang out by the water with a pizza and a drink. It's way less crowded than the Eiffel Tower area. The cost of living, estimate for 2026. Staying for 4 months is different than a weekend trip. You'd likely want a small studio apartment rather than a hotel. Rent, a decent studio in a central-ish area, averages around 1,400 euros to 1,800 euros per month. Food and fun. If you're hitting the local markets and bakeries, you're looking at about 800 euros to 1,000 euros per month for groceries and eating out. Total for 114 days. You'd want a budget of roughly 10,000 minus 12,000 to live comfortably without stressing about money. Things you can
Jeez.
only do with 114 days. Become a regular. By week 3, the guy at the corner boulangerie will know your order before you even speak.
Wow.
Master the metro. You'll stop using Google Maps and just know which line takes you to the Louvre. Day
True.
trips. Since you have the time, you can hop on a train and be in Versailles, Disneyland Paris, or even the beaches of Normandy in a couple of hours. Quick reality.
Becoming a regular at any like little coffee shop or a restaurant would be cool. And I don't have to use. And I know the layout by now where the town I'm at, so I won't have to use Google Maps for the little area, man. It'd be cool as well.
Check. 114 days is a long time to eat bread and cheese. Do you think you'd get homesick for American food? Or would you be happy eating croissants every single morning?
I think I'd be just fine. Anyway, y'all, please like and subscribe, y'all, and I will see y'all next time. See ya.